A single chip guitar picks its beside my lukewarm tea, tapping rhythms on the laminate that no one hears but me. 24 square meters holding every sketch I drew. Stack of unpaid bills beneath the notebook dyed in indigo blue. People tell me settle down, find a lane and punch the clock. Trade the sleepless midnight hours for a stable safety lock. I keep running through the cadences, I memorize the 10, scraping graphite on the margins with the broken drafting pen. I try to tuck my shoulders in to fit their quiet frame, folded down my edges just to keep from feeling shame. Every crease became a line I never meant to trace. Now the paper wants to tear beyond this crowded space. I just wanna unfold everything I kept inside. Let the blueprint breathe under a skyline open wide. No more hiding what I built behind a locked apartment door. I am tired of pretending that I never wanted more. Let it spill across the pavement, let it echo through the cold. I have stories in my chest that must be told. Hey, hey. Subway car at midnight, reflection in the glass, watching other tired faces wait for another year to pass. I refuse to let the fire turn to carbon on the shelf. I spent too many seasons being smaller than myself, counting every hesitation, weighing every single doubt, till the pressure in the chamber has no choice but pushing out. Got a laptop full of stems and a heart that skips the beat, drawing constellations over wet asphalt to city streets. My shoulders in the fit their quiet frame, folded down my edges just to keep from feeling shame. Every crease became a line I never meant to trace. Now the paper wants to tear beyond this crowded space. I just wanna unfold everything I kept inside. Let the blueprint breathe under a skyline open wide. No more hiding what I built behind a locked apartment door. I am tired of pretending that I never wanted more. Let it spill across the pavement, let it echo through the cold. I have stories in my chest that must be told. Even if the draft is messy, even if the footing shakes, I will take the consequence of every leap it takes. Better falling from the ceiling than surviving on the floor with the key that never turns inside an open door. The pick sits on the table, but my fingers found the chord. Every silent promise that I steadily restored. Unfold the paper, let the canvas grow. This is where I start to show. An expired transit card rests by my laptop screen. Plastic evidence of the endless routines, tracing the worn out edges with my thumb, wondering how my fingertips got so numb. The glare reflects my tired, hollow eyes, working for a future built on compromise. I stare at the ceiling and trace invisible lines, searching for the courage that I left behind. The city sleeps when my mind starts racing, counting all the hours that I keep wasting. I cannot just fade into the background noise, I need to find the frequency of my own voice. I wanna unfold the map I hid inside. Break the locked doors where my ambitions hide. Tired of walking the path that was paved for me. I wanna sail the currents of a terrifying sea, just to spread these wings before they turn to dust, taking the leap of faith because I simply must. This tiny random room can't hold my sky. I'm gathering the wind, I'm getting ready to fly. Yeah, friends are signing leases and settling down, anchoring the boats in a comfortable town. My mother asked when I will do the same. I just bite my lip and smile through the shame. There is a fire burning beneath my ribs, rejecting the safety of the normal scripts. This desk feels like a cage of polished wood, trading my true passion for the neighborhood. The city sleeps when my mind starts racing, counting all the hours that I keep wasting. I cannot just fade into the background noise, I need to find the frequency in my own voice. I wanna unfold the map I hid inside. Break the locked doors where my ambitions hide. Tired of walking the path that was paved for me. I wanna sail the currents of a terrifying sea, just to spread these wings before they turn to dust, taking the leap of faith because I simply must. anywhere in the room, can I hold my sky? I am gathering the wind, I'm getting ready to fly, 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 fly. Fear tells me to stay seated in this chair. Logic whispers that life is never fair, but regret is a ghost I refuse to feed, planting my devotion like a reckless seed. If I crash into the ground, at least I chose to fall, better than never standing on the ledge at all. I take the transit card and throw it in the trash, writing a new coordinate beneath the monitor flash. Tomorrow the alarm will ring, but I will not be there, breathing in the gravity of the open air. Unfolding the blueprint, finally stepping out. Heavy bus tires hiss across the rain-soaked intersection. You strike a lighter and the sudden spark briefly blinds me. I stare at the smoke trying to find my true direction, thinking about the cubicle walls I am leaving behind me. Yeah, we are turning 30 soon and time feels like a threat. You ask me why my hands are shaking on the table. I am terrified of sinking in an ocean of regret. I wanna write the ending to my own authentic fable. You were the only one who read my scribbled rhymes, the loyal witness to my quietest, most desperate times. I am tearing up the contract for a steady pay. I cannot survive another suffocating gray day. I'm finally unfolding the map I drew in secret. My dreams have been a whisper, but I cannot just keep it. Watch me fly into the friction of the unknown sky. Do not tell me to be careful, do not ask me why. I wanna prove the vision burning in my chest is real. I wanna grasp the steering wheel and actually feel. You take a slow sip and look me directly in the eyes, knowing I practiced this speech 100 different ways. There is no judgment hidden in your quiet replies. You always saw right through my superficial maze. The city breathes below us with the rhythm metal clank. My bank account is hollow but my spirit is full. I am breaking every chain that kept my energy blank, defying every standard and the gravity pull. You were the only one who read my scribbled rhymes, the loyal witness to my quietest, most desperate times. I am tearing up the contract for a steady pay. I cannot survive another suffocating gray day. I'm finally unfolding the map I drew in secret. My dreams have been a whisper, but I cannot just keep it. Watch me fly into the friction of the unknown sky. Do not tell me to be careful, do not ask me why. I wanna prove the vision burning in my chest is real. I wanna grasp the steering wheel and actually feel. Maybe I will fail and crash against the pavement cold, but living like a ghost is already taking its toll. You clink your glass to mine and silently agree. This is the only way that I can ever be free. If I lose my footing on this terrifying steep incline, I know you will be waiting with a bottle of cheap wine. I'm finally unfolding the map I drew in secret. My dreams have been a whisper, but I cannot just keep it. Watch me fly into the friction of the unknown sky. Do not tell me to be careful, do not ask me why. I wanna prove the vision burning in my chest is real. I wanna grasp the steering wheel and actually feel. The traffic light switch over to a flashing yellow glow. It is time for me to pack up my intentions and go. I am unfolding my life right here on the street corner. No longer standing on the sidelines as a silent mourner. Thank you for listening to the crazy things I say. The night is ending, but I'm starting my own day. The sharp scent of aerosol paint hangs heavy in the underground room. She sweeps up the dust from the floor, escaping the weight of the gloom, scrubbing the stubborn ink from her hands. She draws out a map of foreign lands. Every stroke is a quiet demand to build the life that she originally planned. She imagines a stage entirely her own, far away from the stimulate zone. The pressure is building inside her chest, refusing to settle, refusing to rest. She just wants to unfold those hidden wings, to show the world the song she silently sings, tearing up the script that they handed down, painting her colors all over the town. Not for the money and not for the fame, but just to ignite her internal flame. A quiet girl turning into a storm, breaking out of the designated norm. Yeah, her parents told her to play it safe, find a steady desk in a quiet place. But the air inside the cubicle is dead, while the universe spins inside her head. She packed a single bag in the dark, walking out to ignite the first spark. Street lights flicker as she walks away, stepping firmly into the unknown grave. She imagines a stage entirely her own, far away from the stimulate zone. The pressure is building inside her chest, refusing to settle, refusing to rest. She just wants to unfold those hidden wings, to show the world the song she silently sings, tearing up the script that they handed down, painting her colors all over the town. Not for the money and not for the fame, but just to ignite her internal flame. A quiet girl turning into a storm, breaking out of the designated norm. People point fingers and call her naive, saying she has nothing up her sleeve. But the fire burns brighter when it gets cold, and the bravest stories are fiercely untold. Every closed door is just a fragile wall. She is absolutely ready to take the fall. She just wants to unfold those hidden wings, to show the world the song she silently sings, tearing up the script that they handed down, painting her colors all over the town. Not for the money and not for the fame, but just to ignite her internal flame. A quiet girl turning into a storm, breaking out of the designated norm. The aerosol settles down to the floor. She steps right through the open door. Her canvas is breathing, her spirit untied, no longer having a reason to hide. The basement is empty, the vision is far. She's already sprinting toward the furthest star. Yeah. Yeah. Silence fractures when the vision strikes. The digital clock freezes right at 2. A silver beam of streetlight cuts the dark in half. Dust motes floating in the neon blue. Close up on my fingers, tracing empty air, building up the empire I mapped inside my brain. Every single shadow stretches out to form a stage. The script is writing itself through the pain. Yeah, the camera pans across the water stains that transform into galaxies and constellations, tracking shot down the narrow hallway of my doubts, pulling focus to my final destination. I refuse to fade out in the background noise. I refuse to let the credits roll on nothing. Take the lens cap off the future, cut the tape and let the reels unwind. I am casting myself in the lead tonight. Watch the storyboard bleed into real time. Action called by the beating in my chest. Wide angle on the boy who finally ran. Splice the fear away and leave the triumphant. This is how the masterpiece began. Jump cut to the reflection in the glass. Tired eyes, but the fire is completely white. The soundtrack swells beneath the distant sirens passing. Bass thumping from a car that disappears at night. I am framing every moment with my bare hands, measuring the distance from this mattress to the stars. Pushing tight on the suitcase by the heavy door, packed with just a microphone and hidden scars. The camera pans across the water stains that transform into galaxies and constellations, tracking shot down the narrow hallway of my doubts, pulling focus to my final destination. I refuse to fade out in the background noise. I refuse to let the credits roll on nothing. Take the lens cap off the future, cut the tape and let the reels unwind. I am casting myself in the lead tonight. Watch the storyboard bleed into real time. Action called by the beating in my chest. Wide angle on the boy who finally ran. Splice the fear away and leave the triumphant. out my wings to fit the screen. The final color grade is golden and alive. I am stepping through the glass and out the scene. Slow motion as the heavy lock finally breaks. The door swings wide to catch the rushing wind. Take the lens cap off the future, cut the tape and let the reels unwind. I am casting myself in the lead tonight. Watch the storyboard bleed into real time. Action called by the beating in my chest. Wide angle on the boy who finally ran. Splice the fear away and leave the triumph in. This is how the masterpiece began. Faded black but the pulse remains. The projector light burns a hole straight through the wall, unfolding my universe frame by heavy frame. Director and star of the endless climb. End scene. End scene. How many unread messages equal a completely wasted life? Scrolling through feeds of former classmates purchasing real estate, while I chew on the cracked cap of a plastic pen. Blue ink tastes bitter like the stale cold brew on my desk. I need to write something down, but the cursor blinks like a judge. Guilty of wasting time, guilty of dreaming far too large. Yeah, if I stretch my arms, the walls of the studio touch my fingertips. Claustrophobia settling into my bones while the heater rattles. I wanna fold out the origami bird trapped inside my ribcage. Spread the creases flat and read the hidden text. Paper cuts on my blind ambition, bleeding out on a synchronized digital grid. Society dictates taking the secure route, securing the monthly wage. But the secure route resembles a treadmill going nowhere terribly fast. My feet are tired of staying in place. I just have to unfold. Spill my fragment and logic across the city concrete. Tear the barcode stickers off the uniform they handed me. My dream is a messy canvas I refuse to whitewash. Let the colors bleed over the restrictive borders. Let the bass frequency distortion shatter the safety glass. I'm folding without a strategy, without a parachute. Just a desperate biological necessity to expand. My phone vibrates because the lease payment is due next Tuesday. Deposit transfer biometric password, fingerprint authentication error. Ignore the glowing screen, push your face down onto the mouse pad. Why am I calculating my intrinsic value in decimal points anyway? The loop in my headphones repeats 4 melancholy chords. Minor 7 dropping to a major 9, feeling completely suspended. Just like my late 20s dissolving right into my early 30s. I wanna grasp the exhaust smoke rising from the busy avenue, turn it into a dark jacket and wear it into the corporate lobby. Dreams get suffocatingly heavy when you force yourself to swallow them whole. Paper cuts on my blind ambition, beating out on a synchronized digital grid. Society dictates taking the secure route, securing the monthly wage. But the secure route resembles a treadmill going nowhere terribly fast. My feet are tired of staying in place. I just have to unfold. Spill my fragmented logic across the city concrete. Tear the barcode stickers off the uniform they handed me. My dream is a messy canvas I refuse to whitewash. Let the colors bleed over the restrictive borders. Let the bass frequency distortion shatter the safety glass. Unfolding without a strategy, without a parachute. Just a desperate biological necessity to expand. River of anxiety, river of endless overthinking. I dive head first, forgetting the basic mechanics of swimming. Liquid in my lungs translates into pure radical possibility. Coughing up gold dust, coughing up the absolute truth. If I shrink my posture down 1 more inch, I will become totally invisible. So I force my spine straight upward towards the low ceiling. Cartilage popping, joints cracking under the atmospheric pressure. I am clearing out the empty zone for skyscrapers I have not designed yet. No more compressing the vital files. Raw data, raw nerves, raw irregular posts. The unread notifications are piling up past 1,000. But I finally close the browser tab, unfolding taking up all the physical room they warned me I should not occupy, expanding infinitely into the quiet void. I will never fit back inside the envelope. Yeah, the crushing weight of that desk chair anchored your sneakers to the carpet. I see you staring at the monitor until your retinas start to burn. You type another polite email while your real voice suffocates inside. Every rotation of the wheels feels like a leash pulling you back. You scribble lyrics on the back of receipts and hide them in your wallet, terrified of what happens if you actually speak them out loud. I am writing this from a future you hardly dare to imagine. We made it out of that suffocating room. You always thought the ceiling was made of iron. You believed the fluorescent lights were the only stars we deserve. Just pack those crumpled paper scraps into your backpack. The door is unlocked, you just have to turn the handle. Unfold the map you kept hidden in your chest. The paper is tearing at the creases, but it still leads somewhere new. You do not have to shrink to fit inside their narrow margins. Spread those invisible wings and let the drafts carry you higher. I promise the fall is just a myth they tell to keep you grounded. Fly into the canvas, we are painting our own horizon now. Looking back, I remember the panic attacks in the break room, clutching an iced Americano like a lifeline in a turbulent ocean. Now you told yourself stability was better than chasing the phantom, but the ghost kept haunting you in our reflections. I wanna reach through the timeline and pull you by the collar, tell you that every single rhyme you muttered in secret was an investment. The doubts you swallow today become the fuel for my engine tomorrow. Stop apologizing for the space your ambitions require. You always thought the ceiling was made of iron. You believed the fluorescent lights were the only stars we deserved. Just pack those crumpled paper scraps into your backpack. The door is unlocked, you just have to turn the handle. Unfold the map you kept hidden in your chest. The paper is tearing at the creases, but it still leads somewhere new. You do not have to shrink to fit inside their narrow margins. Spread those invisible wings and let the drafts carry you higher. I promise the fall is just a myth they tell to keep you grounded. Fly into the canvas, we are painting our own horizon now. Do not let the ticking clock intimidate your rhythm. Time is just a construct we rewrite with every verse. I'm standing on the stage you used to sketch during meetings. The crowd is singing back the words you thought nobody would hear. Forgive yourself for taking so long to stand up. The gravity was heavy, but your legs are stronger than you knew. So get up from that seat, leave the chair spinning empty in the dark. Walk out the glass doors and do not look over your shoulder. I am waiting for you right here at the edge of the dream. Bring your notebooks, leave your apologies behind. We finally learned how to breathe. See you soon. Yeah. Crimson neon bleeds across wet asphalt, reflecting my exhaustion in the puddle. Holding a one-way ticket to the coast, escaping the corporate cycle and the huddle. An old man sits beside the station bench, flicking a silver lighter in the cold. He looks at my overloaded canvas bag and asks if my story has been told. I tell him I am running toward the stage, leaving the quiet safety of the desk. He nods and blows a cloud into the damp, saying security is just a grotesque illusion, keeping swallows in a cage. Your wings are meant to measure every mile. I wanna fold my fears into an airplane and throw them at the blinding city skyline. Talking to a phantom at midnight who sees the hidden hunger in my profile. This stranger reads my pulse without a signal shifts to flash and amber. He asks what took me 27 years. I mention expectations from my parents, the logical equations and the fears. He laughs and taps his knuckles on the glass of the bus stop, shelter battered by the rain. Says regret is heavier than failure, and comfort is a different kind of pain. I pull my collar tight against the wind, explaining how my melodies take form. He listens with a deeply focused gaze, a quiet anchor present in the storm. I tell him I am running toward the stage, leaving the quiet safety of the desk. He nods and blows a cloud into the dam, saying security is just a grotesque illusion, keeping swallows in a cage. Your wings are meant to measure every mile. I wanna fold my fears into an airplane and throw them at the blinding city skyline. Talking to a phantom at midnight who sees the hidden hunger in my profile. This stranger reads my pulse without a word, confirming everything I always knew. The only way to validate this heart is jumping out into the massive blue. The rumbling engine signals the arrival. My chariot is painted diesel gray. I turn around to thank my fleeting friend, but he has disappeared into the spray. Perhaps he was a mirror of my mind, or just a weary traveler like me. Whatever sparked that midnight exchange finally gave me permission to be free. I wanna fold my fears into an airplane and throw them at the blinding city skyline. Talking to a phantom at midnight who sees the hidden hunger in my profile. This stranger reads my pulse without a word, confirming everything I always knew. The only way to validate this heart is jumping out into the massive glow. The doors swing open, swallowing my bags. I step aboard and take the front row seat. Leaving the crimson light behind the glass, ready to make the universe complete. No turning back to artificial grace. I finally bought my ticket to my space. Settled down and told me yesterday over cold coffee. The condensation leaves a wet ring on the plastic table. A man in a suit rushes past with untied shoelaces. Three pigeons fight for a discarded piece of bread. The crosswalk sign blinks red for exactly 15 seconds. Everyone stops and stares down at glowing rectangular screens. I count the cracks branching across the damn pavement. Just small details of a world permanently stuck on pause. Ticking hands on my wrist, watch move entirely too slow. The daily commute loops like a broken vinyl record. I memorize the fading advertisements on the subway wall. I memorize the tired eyes of the passengers across from me. There must be a different script for me to read. I'm gathering up my misplaced ambition, turning every small observation into a reason to run. Letting go of the safety net, woven out of compromises. I wanna trace my own map beyond the city grid, unfolding my wings even if the headwind is cold. Because these tiny moments add up to a heavy cage. I choose to finally break the lock. The fluorescent bulb in the hallway flickers twice before steady and dust motes dance inside the beam of the corner street lamp. A forgotten clear umbrella leans against the convenience store window. Two colleagues argue softly by the empty bus stop shelter. Raindrops dry into muddy spots on my cheap canvas sneakers. The price of my favorite instant ramen went about 10 cents. All these microscopic weights pressing down on my posture, telling me to just blend in with the gray wallpaper. Ticking hands on my wristwatch move entirely too slow. The daily routine loops like scratched or parental disc. I memorize the fading advertisements on the subway wall. I memorize the tired eyes of the passengers across from me. There must be a different canvas for me to paint. I'm gathering up my misplaced ambition, turning every small observation into a reason to run. Letting go of the safety net, woven out of compromises. place. I wanna trace my own map beyond the city grid, unfolding my wings even if the headwind is cold. Because these tiny moments add up to a heavy cage. I choose to finally break the lock. Every minor detail serves as a quiet warning. The torn promotional poster, the empty park bench, the rusted bicycle chain. They all scream at me to stop waiting for clear permission. My dream is not a typo hidden in the margins. It is the main headline, waiting for the press. No more listening to the cautious voices from yesterday. Just observing the way the clouds drift without strict schedules. I step off the designated sidewalk. I leave the magnifying glass on the desk, ready to take up the entire horizon. Frayed cotton snags against my callous fingertips, tracing the faded logo on my college sweater. Suddenly the scent of damp basement studios hits me, back when we thought we could change the weather. 22 screaming into cheap microphones, no money in our pockets but a fire in the chest. I fold a sleeve and watch the timeline reverse, before I traded ambition for a corporate desk. Now I sit in traffic wondering where the kid went, the one who promised to paint the entire continent. I can hear the echo of our midnight arguments, plotting out a destiny on grease-stained napkins. I packed those visions in a cardboard box, waiting for the right season to finally happen. Time slips through the needle like invisible string. I cannot let it stitch my mouth completely shut. I need to unfold everything I locked away, rip the seams apart and breathe the open air. Let the colors bleed beyond the rigid lines, run back to the stage I left abandoned there. This heart is beating too loud for a quiet life. I wanna spread these wings and tear the roof apart, reclaim the timeline that I compromise, and finish every sentence I was brave enough to start. Flashback to December, waiting for the final train. Snow melting on the collar of the same gray hood. I told my mother I would make the family proud. She smiled and said she always knew I would. Then the 20s hit like a sudden avalanche. Bills stacked high and the rent came due. Compromise disguised itself as being mature. I cut my hair and bought a tailor suit or two, but the texture of this fabric brings the rhythm back. A steady kick drum vibrating underneath the floor. I remember how it felt to hold the universe before I locked the bolt upon the heavy door. I can hear the echo of our midnight arguments, plotting out a destiny on grease-stained napkins. I packed those visions in a cardboard box, waiting for the right season to finally happen. Time slips through the needle like invisible string. I cannot let it stitch my mouth completely shut. I need to unfold everything I locked away, rip the seams apart and breathe the open air. Let the colors bleed beyond the rigid lines, run back to the stage I left abandoned there. This heart is beating too loud for a quiet life. I wanna spread these wings and tear the roof apart, reclaim the timeline that I compromised, and finish every sentence I was brave enough to start. The nostalgia is heavy, but it is not a chain. It is the spark returning to the frozen wire. I brush the dust from my old synthesizers, building a staircase out of the desire. I apologize to the ghost of my younger self for keeping us waiting in the cold so long. We are stepping out of the peripheral vision, right back into the center where we belong. Frayed cotton reminds me where the story began. I dropped the sweater on the unmade bed. The future is a blank page waiting for the ink. I take a breath and step forward instead. No more hiding in the shadows of safety. My wings are open now. The dream is walking into the light. or 15 blinks on the digital dial. My current studio is barely the size of a closet. I close my tired eyes and project a vision forward. A decade passes inside a single heartbeat. I am standing high above a glittering intersection. The bass knocks through speakers the size of doors. Strangers wear my lyrics printed on their jackets. I pour a glass of aged wine to celebrate the climb. Every crumpled paper I toss away tonight becomes a star scattered across my future constellation. The polite rejection emails turn into sold out ticket stubs. The hunger in my stomach translates into platinum plaques. I'm ready to unfold my wings over that stadium. Paint the entire metropolis with my personal palette. This narrow bedroom is just a temporary prologue. I clearly see my name carved into the velvet night, taking every shadow doubt and turning it into pure gold. Just wait until the timeline catches up to my mind. I picture the moment my mother stops worrying about rent. She calls me from a house with a garden facing the sea. My day one friends raise their glasses in a private lounge. Nobody asks how much the dinner check costs anymore. It is a simple freedom earned through countless midnights. Right now my bank account reads dangerously close to zero. But I write the massive checks in my head and cash them in my sleep. My frayed notebook holds the architecture of a brand new era. Every crumpled paper I toss away tonight becomes a star scattered across my future constellation. The polite rejection emails turn into sold out ticket stubs. The hunger in my stomach translates into platinum plaques. I'm ready to unfold my wings over that stadium. Paint the entire metropolis with my personal palette. This narrow bedroom is just a temporary prologue. I clearly see my name carved into the velvet night, taking every shadow doubt and turning it into pure gold. Just wait until the timeline catches up to my mind. Some critics say I am hallucinating, a life out of my league. They tell me to settle for a safe cubicle and a tight tie. But the vivid vision is too crystal clear to just abandon. I trace the leather steering wheel of a car I do not own yet. I feel the bright flash bulbs blinding my eyes on a red carpet. This is not a foolish fantasy, but a memory waiting to occur. 416 blanks on the digital dial now. 1 minute closer to the reality I completely designed. The microphone stands ready in the dim corner shadows. I pick it up and take another step toward the penthouse. The future is already listening to every single word I speak. Time just needs a little longer to arrive. A crumpled convenience store receipt fades beside my keyboard. The blue ink vanishes exactly like the hours I surrender. I trace the smooth thermal paper with the numb index finger, wondering why I try to fit an ocean inside a paper cup. They pay me for my presence, but they cannot buy my pulse. I stare at the monitor until the pixels start to blur, hiding that chaotic masterpiece behind a polite corporate smile. There's a frantic heartbeat shaking the cage on my ribs. Logic dictates I should worship this predictable routine. Society demands I count my blessings and stay in line, but the air inside this safety net is suffocating me. I am done starving my ambitions just to feed my rent. I am going to shatter this invisible ceiling. Let the cold rain short circuit these fluorescent lights. My vision is far too massive for this quiet little room. I will build a campfire from the expectations I abandoned. There is a limitless sky waiting just beyond the concrete, and I refuse to observe it through double glazed glass. My wings are aching to unfold against the heavy wind. The grid of the city vibrates right under these floorboards. Millions of silhouettes marching to the exact same metronome. I used to practice that rigid posture every single commute, keeping my chin down, keeping my personal volume muted. But my internal metronome shifted into a jagged rhythm. My scuffed sneakers tap restlessly against the metal chair legs. preparing to sprint away from this polished mahogany desk. I am hoarding a revolution inside my backpack. Logic dictates I should worship this predictable routine. Society demands I count my blessings and stay in line, but the air inside this safety net is suffocating me. I am done starving my ambitions just to feed my rent. I am going to shatter this invisible ceiling. Let the cold rain short circuit these fluorescent lights. My vision is far too massive for this quiet little room. I will build a campfire from the expectations I abandoned. There is a limitless sky waiting just beyond the concrete, and I refuse to observe it through double glazed glass. My wings are aching to unfold against the heavy wind. Anxiety is a heavy anchor dragging across the mud, but passion is the jagged knife that cuts the thick rope. I drive my resignation letter inside my spinning head, typing out my true coordinates in a hidden file that cannot lay out the fire pumping through my veins. The transition is imminent. I am finally reclaiming my own name. I am going to shatter this invisible ceiling. Let the cold rain short circuit these fluorescent lights. My vision is far too massive for this quiet little room. I will build a campfire from the expectations I abandoned. There is a limitless sky waiting just beyond the concrete, and I refuse to observe it through double glazed glass. My wings are aching to unfold against the heavy wind. The receipt on the table is completely blank now, a clean slate resting beside an empty coffee cup. I pack my bag in the profound silence of the after hours. The exit door clicks shut behind me. The flickering street lights transform into a runway. I'm taking flight tonight. Yeah, brake pads grind against the damn pavement. 2 floors below this cramped apartment we share. You slide another cold brew across the table, asking if I'm actually going out there. Look at these hands trembling above the blueprints. You have seen me rewrite the plans every night. 30 years old and still chasing illusions, but a corporate badge never fit my frame right. I am packing up the studio we built in the corner, taking the microphone and leaving the dread. You told me comfort is a quiet execution, so I'm trading my safety for the fire instead. Leave the window open for me when I fly. I need to stretch these wings across the urban sprawl. You were the only one who did not laugh at my ambition. Now I am answering the distance when I hear it call. We spent a decade just surviving the pressure, but breathing is not the same as being alive. Watch me paint our youth across the hemisphere. I have to jump before the closing doors arrive. A delivery motorbike rattles the glass pane. We clink our cans and stare at the digital clock. They tell me hesitation is just fear, where when logic and I cannot keep pacing around the same block. Remember those rooftop conversations in August, promising each other we would break the cycle soon. While my bags are waiting by the metal door frame, and my ticket leaves beneath the fading moon. I am packing up the studio we built in the corner, taking the microphone and leaving the dread. You told me comfort is a quiet execution, so I am trading my safety for the fire instead. Leave the window open for me when I fly. I need to stretch these wings across the urban sprawl. You were the only one who did not laugh at my ambition. Now I am answering the distance when I hear it call. We spent a decade just surviving the pressure, but breathing is not the same as being alive. Watch me paint our youth across the hemisphere. I have to jump before the closing doors arrive. Do not look at me with that nostalgic pity. We are far too young to let the story just end. Keep holding down the fortress in this restless city. I will send you melodies from every corner, my friend. The bass drops out, but the rhythm continues. My heart is pounding out a brand new tempo tonight. taxi honks down in the desolate intersection. It is time to haul this luggage down the stairwell. Thank you for pouring the courage in my glass. I'm stepping out into the stories I will tell. Close the door behind me, but remember the promise. I am finally unfolding the map we drew. See you at the summit when the climb is through. The smell of stale espresso and wet dust drifts through the crack in his basement window. He cuts velvet while the city sleeps above, mapping out an empire in the neon glow. His peers wear suits and ride the corporate train, clocking in at towers made of glass and steel. He drinks cheap soda to stay awake again, tracing chalk lines on a spinning color wheel. The landlord demands the rent by the fifth. His mother calls asking when he will settle down. He bites his lip and ignores the growing myth that security is the only way to wear a crown. He wants to unfurl his canvas across the sky, stitching constellations into something he can hold. Let the doubters watch the shooting stars pass by while he spins his frayed threads into solid gold. A quiet revolution in a rented room. He is learning how to make the orchids bloom. Scissors slice through silence and denim scraps. Every discarded piece is a step toward the goal. He memorizes the subway line transit maps, delivering his custom jackets in the winter cold. Social media numbers move at a glacial pace, just a handful of strangers liking his design. But he sees a vision glowing in empty space, knowing the world will catch up to his timeline. The landlord demands the rent by the fifth. His mother calls asking when he will settle down. He bites his lip and ignores the growing myth that security is the only way to wear a crown. He wants to unfurl his canvas across the sky, stitching constellations into something he can hold. Let the doubters watch the shooting stars pass by while he spins his frayed threads into solid gold. A quiet revolution in a rented room. He is learning how to make the orchids bloom. Doubt is a shadow stretching across the floor, whispering the passion never pays the bills. But he pins the fabric tight and locks the door, climbing the slope of these synthetic hills. He is not running away from reality. He's building a world where he can actually breathe. The scent of dawn replaces the bitter roast. He holds up the finished garment to the light. To everyone who gave up and became a ghost, he proves the fire can survive the freezing night, one stitch at a time. He makes his dream alive. Yeah. The absolute hush breaks under a sudden ambition. Dust most freezing inside a slanted street lamp emission. I sit on the edge of an unmade messy mattress, tearing up the script given by a fading actress. Zoom in on the dustpan across the empty walls. Every second of an action feels like a curtain falls. My mind projects a billboard across the plaster ceiling, a high-definition future where I stop concealing. Cut to the sequence where the main character runs, escaping the cubicle mazes under artificial suns. The soundtrack swells, but the spoken dialogue is mine. I refuse to fade to black before I cross the line. I am ripping the storyboard off the bulletin board. Every frame from now on points toward my own reward. No more standing in the shadows of someone else's set. I wanna unfold the canvas without a single regret. Let the aperture open, let the vivid colors bleed. This is the turning point where the dreamer takes the lead. tracking shot down an alleyway, slick with midnight rain. The lens flares capture a fire, burning away the pain. They told me to stick to the background, stay perfectly tame, but the monologue inside my head demands a new name. I am swapping the filters from a dull monochrome to bright, editing out the cynical doubts that haunt my night. I see the premiere screen and the audience holds the breath, taking back the narrative, defeating the quiet death. Sequence where the main character runs, escaping the cubicle mazes under artificial suns. The soundtrack swells, but the spoken dialogue is mine. I refuse to fade to black before I cross the line. I am ripping the storyboard off the bulletin board. Every frame from now on points toward my own reward. No more standing in the shadows of someone else's set. I wanna unfold the canvas without a single regret. Let the aperture open, let the vivid colors bleed. This is the turning point where the dreamer takes the lead. Slow motion capture of a leap into the vast unknown. Depth of field blurs the critic sitting on the throne. I'm rendering the final cut with my own flesh and bone, pushing the audio levels until the speakers groan. Nothing remains in this dark room but the glowing screen, creating a masterpiece that the world has never seen. Roll the credits on the boy who was afraid to try. The projector hums a melody, reaching up to the sky. I walk right through the heavy double doors into the street. A brand new protagonist standing on his own 2 feet. The camera tilts up to the glowing stars. Cut the black. Cut the black. Where do the deleted paragraphs on my resignation letter disappear to? Into the glowing void of a monitor maybe, or swallowed by the radiator clanking. Coffee stains the quarterly report. It looks like acrylic cap, me I'm red. My hands vibrate when the Excel cells blur. The gap, the rent is due next week. Security deposit, safe like velvet handcuffs. Who came up with that phrase anyway? My sketchbook is screaming from inside the leather briefcase. Grid lines, subway routes, everyone moving in straight, predictable vectors. But my mind curves, bends, drips like melting wax. Need to step out of the queue. I have to tear the schematic and let the wind take the pieces. My wings refuse to fold into this 3x3 fabric partition. Neon green thoughts colliding with violet ambitions. I must spread them out across the concrete skyline. Swallowed by the canvas, entirely consumed. If gravity takes me down, I fall in my own chosen spectrum. If the ground hits me, I'll leave a masterpiece on impact. Ticking clock on the wall, syncing with an irregular pulse. I should text my mother back, tell her I am eating well, working hard, lying through my teeth. The fluorescent bulb flickers, hums buzzing like a trapped hornet. That is exactly what I am, a hornet inside a glass jar, tapping the walls. Charcoal dust permanently wedged under my fingernails. Evidence of late night escapes at the kitchen table. I wanna buy a studio with exposed brick, or just a street corner with enough foot traffic. Doesn't matter where the art breathes. Grid lines, subway routes, everyone moving in straight, predictable vectors. But my mind curves, bends, drips like melting wax. Need to step out of the queue. I have to tear the schematic and let the wind take the pieces. My wings refuse to fold into this 3x3 fabric partition. Neon green thoughts colliding with violent ambitions. I must spread them out across the concrete skyline. Swallowed by the canvas, entirely consumed. If gravity takes me down, I fall in my own chosen spectrum. If the ground hits me, I leave a masterpiece on impact. Fractured thoughts bleed into a single solid decision. Fear is just a byproduct of social condition. And the lanyard around my neck feels heavy, too heavy. I unclip it, plastic clatters against the pavement. It echoes down the alleyway like a starting pistol. Walking away from the glass corporate towers. My shoes stepping on the cracks. Look at the sky waiting for me, unfolding now, spilling The dead weight of this chair breaks your posture. You sit buried under papers of someone else's rules. They try to turn you into a silent imposter, playing the safe game and for obedient fools. I know exactly how your shoulders ache right now. You think this narrow room is your entire universe. Wiping the cold anxiety off your weary brow. I'm writing from a place where you survived the worst. The fluorescent bulb buzzes a monotonous song. You swallow your ambition because they call it foolish pride. But I remember where you always knew you belonged. I know the desperate fire you are trying hard to hide. Unfold the wings we painted in the midnight margins. Do not let them trap you in a life you never chose. I finally chased the canvas that we used to starve in, and now I stand exactly where our wild ambition goes. You just need to stand up from that suffocating desk. I promise you the world outside is worth the break and risk. Your parents told you security is all that matters here. A fixed income, a suit, a predictable daily routine. But inside your chest you are suffocating in the fear. You wanna paint the stages in a color never seen. Listen to me, the boy who trembles in the quiet dark. The anxiety in your stomach will eventually subside. Every rejection letter will become a necessary spark. I use them all to build the very stage I'll stand beside. And bulb buzzes a monotonous song. You swallow your ambition because they call it foolish pride. But I remember where you always knew you belonged. I know the desperate fire you are trying hard to hide. Unfold the wings we painted in the midnight margins. Do not let them trap you in a life you never chose. I finally chased the canvas that we used to starve in, and now I stand exactly where a wild ambition goes. You just need to stand up from that suffocating desk. I promise you the world outside is worth the break and risk. Stand up and let the gravity release its heavy hold. The fear is just a shadow cast by something blindingly bright. Read these written words whenever your blood runs cold. We make it out of that never-ending lonely night. I'm living the reality you barely dare to dream. Tear the safety net and leap into the open stream. Unfold the wings we painted in the midnight margins. Do not let them trap you in a life you never chose. I'll finally chase the canvas that we used to starve in, and now I stand exactly where our wild ambition goes. You just need to stand up from that suffocating desk. I promise you the world outside is worth the break and risk. Leave the room behind, walk out the front door. Your future self is waiting on the other side. Just take the first step upon a wooden floor. The wings are fully grown and ready to glide. End the message. Washed out magenta spills across the plastic table. You sat across from me because the diner was full. Just a guy with a suitcase and a worn out coat, asking why I keep staring at this crumpled note. I told you I have a ticket I am scared to use. You took a sip of black coffee and laughed at my excuse, tapping your fingers against the porcelain cup, saying fear is just gravity pulling you up. I do not know your name and you do not know mine, but this cheap chamomile makes the truth the line. You see the maps I drew in the margins of my mind, telling me to leave the heavy luggage behind. Run toward the place where the maps run out. That is what you told me. Through the midnight doubt, unfold the paper wings hiding in my chest. Leave the secure past in the permanent rest. I wanna fly until my lungs burn cold. Listen to a stranger while the story unfolds. We are just passing ships in the diner haze, but you gave me the compass to escape the maze. You mentioned you were heading back to your hometown, giving up on the theater where you never got the crown. I asked if you regretted leaving it all in the dust. You smiled and said dreams are just a matter of trust. Sometimes they pivot and sometimes they break, but you told me I have a completely different stake. Looking at my sketches of a brand new design, saying kid, do not stop until the stars align. Strangers only tell the absolute truth. We have no history to protect our youth. You slide a napkin across the wooden grain with a little drawing of a departing train written underneath in the blue ink pen. Start the engine right now and never settle again. Washed out magenta turns to daytime pale. You grabbed your suitcase and caught the rail. I paid for both of our drinks and walked outside, taking the plane ticket out with sudden pride, going to unfold everything I kept inside. Thank you for the push on this one-way ride. Stop chasing phantoms, my father warned yesterday afternoon. I stare at a flickering fluorescent tube humming out of tune. A courier balances identical paper bags in the narrow hall. An umbrella drips dark water against the white plaster wall. Strangers walk past each other perfectly locked in their lanes. A spider wraps silver thread around the cracked window panes. The timeline ticks forward on an unbreakable mechanical dial. I just wanna pull out my dreams from the very bottom file. I noticed the yellow paint peeling off the rusted transit railing. I count the hollow seconds while the street lights are failing. These tiny atomic details build a cage right on my shoulders. I am holding my silent breath until the atmosphere smolders. Let me unfold the canvas buried in this oversized coat. I am refusing to sink down like a heavily anchored boat. Watch the neon spill out from the seams of my dark pockets. I have an entire galaxy waiting behind these tired eye sockets. Every microscopic observation feeds the fire inside of me. I will tear this daily fabric apart and step entirely free. Two pigeons argue over a discarded crust by the metal drain. A cashier mindlessly wipes away a stubborn espresso stain. An empty cab glides past with the vacancy sensor glowing. A dandelion breaks through the asphalt just to keep growing. 15 automated messages demand my ultimate compliance. A puddle reflects the crossing signal in an act of quiet defiance. These fragmented routines try to cement my silent anxiety, but I am quietly drafting my exit from this stiff society. I notice the yellow paint peeling off the rusted transit railing. I count the hollow seconds while the street lights are failing. These tiny atomic details build a cage right on my shoulders. I am holding my silent breath until the atmosphere smolders. Let me unfold the canvas buried in this oversized coat. I am refusing to sink down like a heavily anchored boat. Watch the neon spill out from the seams of my dark pockets. I have an entire galaxy waiting behind these tired eye sockets. Every microscopic observation feeds the fire inside of me. I will tear this daily fabric apart and step entirely free. Dust particles float inside a slanted solitary beam of light. The digital clock freezes for a second right in my side. Every invisible boundary line starts to fracture and bend. I gather all these trivial fragments scattered on the ground, building a staircase out of the smallest things I found. Let me unfold the canvas buried in this oversized coat. I am refusing to sink down like a heavily anchored boat. Watch the neon spill out from the seams of my dark pockets. I have an entire galaxy waiting behind these tired eye sockets. Every microscopic observation feeds the fire inside of me. I will tear this daily fabric apart and step entirely free. The spider secures the final knot across the glass window. The courier turns a corner into the pouring shadow. I finally push the heavy glass door out into the unknown. The phantom becomes a monument when the wind finally blows. My ambition outgrows this tiny rigid room. Watch my delayed visions completely bloom. Rough corduroy brushes against cold fingertips, reminding me of autumn spent inside the garage. My father fixing engines while I wrote my scripts, hiding the notebook underneath the camouflage. I traced the ridges of this worn out coat, the same one I wore to my first audition. Remember choking on the lyrics in my throat, told to surrender my naive ambition. The fibers hold the sweat of 1999, when I believed the universe was simply mine. They boxed me in a cubicle of gray, but I still feel the rhythm of that dusty room. The ticking clock could never wash away the seed I planted, waiting for the bloom. Now I am ripping the seams right open, tearing the boundaries they stitched around me. No longer hiding the words unspoken, reclaiming the magic where they first found me. I want to stretch out across the skyline, painting the canvas with my bare hands. This late blooming destiny is finally mine, unfolding my wings over broken lands. Look closely at the frame, at the sleeve. It matches all the nights I paced the floor. My mother begging me to just believe in stable paychecks behind a solid door. But I kept saving tokens for the transit line, riding out to the edges of the zone, searching for spaces where the stars align, refusing to accept the heavy monotone. The fabric remembers every silent tear, the suffocating weight of 20-something fear. They locked me in a cubicle of gray, but I still feel the rhythm of that dusty room. The ticking clock could never wash away the fire I protected from the gloom. Now I am ripping the seams right open, tearing the boundaries they stitched around me. No longer hiding the words unspoken, reclaiming the magic where they first found me. I want to stretch out across the skyline, painting the canvas with my bare hands. This late blooming destiny is finally mine, unfolding my wings over broken land. Flashback to a mirror in the tiny hall, a kid looking back with the tape cassette. I promised him I would not take the fall, I promised him a life we would not regret. The jacket still fits after all these years, armored and woven threads of sacrifice. I'm stepping out to conquer all the sneers, no longer asking for their safe advice. The corduroy is warm against my skin, the beat drops back to where the tape began. I close my eyes and let the light back in. A boy with a notebook is a grown man, unfolding the paper, unfolding the sky, tracing the thread, learning to fly. 0214 flashes on the dashboard clock, parked by the hand river, staring at the endless blocks. I close my eyes and suddenly the windshield cracks, not from a stone, but the gravity of looking back. Looking back from a future I have yet to touch, standing on a stage that finally demands too much. I see the crowd dissolving into golden rain, I hear the quiet exit of this current pain. Fast forward 5 years overtime shifts, past the hollow rejections and the desperate thrift. I'm shaking hands with the man I'm meant to be. He is wearing my face and finally breathing free. Right now I am a shadow waiting to ignite, but I can already blind them with the sudden light, unfolding my ambition like a massive sail, catching the wind of a timeline where I cannot fail. This cramped sedan transforms into a kingly suite, because the future me refuses to accept defeat. The steering wheel feels like a platinum microphone, the distant traffic roaring like a massive zone. I script the interview where I explain the climb, smiling at the struggle in the present time. They ask me how I survived the quiet endless doubt. I tell them I just mentally designed a route, drawing constellations from the yellow lamps, paying all my dues with these invisible stamps. Fast forward 5 years, past the overtime shifts, past the hollow rejections and the desperate thrift. I'm shaking hands with the man I'm meant to be. He's wearing my face and finally breathing free. Right now I am a shadow waiting to ignite, but I can already blind them with the sudden light, unfolding my ambition like a massive sail, catching the wind of a timeline where I cannot fail. This cramped sedan transforms into a kingly suite, because the future me refuses to accept defeat. Some people call it dreaming to escape the grind. I call it gathering the evidence inside my mind. The sold out arenas and the flashing press. I am manifesting everything from this duress. Every unread email is a plot delay before the ultimate climax blows the roof away. Right now I am a shadow waiting to ignite, but I can already blind them with the sudden light, unfolding my ambition like a massive sail, catching the wind of a timeline where I cannot fail. This cramped sedan transforms into a kingly suite, because the future me refuses to accept defeat. 0 to 15 replaces the former glow. I turn the ignition key because I clearly know the destination is waiting past the river mist. My name is already printed on the highest list, driving toward the echo of my own applause, to find the present gravity and all its lost.